It's a crisp Friday night in Groton, and the Fitch Falcons take on an unfamiliar foe, Wilbur Cross of New Haven. An hour away, the Governors and head coach John Acquavita are mirror images of Mike Ellis's Falcons, option teams, 2-2, still figuring out who they are. And both know games like these make or break a season. Tonight we will see good defenses, solid running, and perhaps some history. And you'll see it all live on game day. Live on theday.com, Casey O'Neill along with the Sports Doctor, Keith O'Brien. And Sports Doctor, we are ready for a 2-2 tilt.
Yeah, a little swing game for both teams, Casey. You talk about history. Josiah Barnes, a number 6 for Wilbur Cross. Unofficially, Casey, 46 yards away from being the all-time leading rusher for the Governors. That's quite a feat for that young man. On the other side of the field, how about Tyler Nelly, number 2, looking to jumpstart this Fitch Falcon offense.
Yeah, Nelly's going to have to bring them onto his shoulders. Now, Coach Mike Ellis said perhaps he's been trying to do a little too much, trying to do more than is his responsibility, which is typical of a leader. He actually wants him to do just what he's supposed to do and try to encourage his teammates to do their jobs as well.
Yeah, and I think Fitch is really going to have to call upon that big offensive line, Casey. Nick Helbig, Austin Beebe, these are the anchors. These guys control the pace and tempo of the game. And like I said, Nelly, just calm down, just relax, and play your game.
Grass field here today at Fitch High School. Been very wet. If anybody hasn't been following, it's been raining. It's been raining pretty much for the last 2 months. Somewhere there's an arc being built. But tonight we're going to see it on the field. We were down on the field before the game, and very wet turf. A lot of chunks ready to come up. I expect this thing will get torn up because these two teams are going to run the ball 100 times.
Yeah, it's the middle of the field is going to be torn up, Casey. I'll tell you, that field right now will take 4.4 speed to 4.9 pretty quickly. It is thick and soupy down there at Door Field.
Now, we had a penalty flag before the game even started. I think that's a first on game day, and it's going to move the ball all the way into Wilbur Cross territory. So Fitch, who is going to be kicking off, is actually going to be doing so from the Wilbur Cross 45-yard line.
A good time here for an onside kick maybe to start the ball game for Mike Ellis and the Tricky Falcons.
It certainly brings that into play. Armand Heislop is one of the deep men back for Wilbur Cross. He is their electrifying young sophomore, and look for him to try to get the football. Nelly with the kick, high, end over end, and it will come down to Heislop right at the goal line. He's going to take it straight up the middle of the field and nicely covered out there by the Falcons. And Wilbur Cross will have poor field position in the shadow of their own end zone to start the ball game.
You talk about both these teams, Casey, being 2-2. Both teams coming off a bye week, and I think, Mike Ellis said to us last night, the bye couldn't have come at a better time for his ball club. Got a chance to regroup a little bit after that loss to New London, kind of reassure things on both sides of the football, so I expect to see a much crisper Falcon team tonight.
Well, two names, quarterback LaShawn Hicks and running back Josiah Barnes. They're the playmakers for the Governors. On first down, handoff will go to Barnes, and he is wrapped up very quickly for a loss on first down. And that's something Mike Ellis said, that Barnes, like Jacob Commander of New London, you can't even let him get to the line of scrimmage.
No, he gets into the second level, and he has a way of making plays, and a good job up front by the big people of Fitch right out the chute.
Good size on the offensive line for the Governors, and at wide receiver, big Enos Jones is split out wide to the left right now. Bad snap, and just falling on it is Hicks. And that's another thing that in our conversations with John Acquavita, he said snaps have been a problem for them. Their center is still working on that, and we see it there on second down. It's going to bring up third and long, and this offense really not meant for that.
Yeah, and again, a team at 2-2 that's got a lot of fresh faces out there, Casey. Again, a lot of these kids played JV ball last year, and they've had to learn on the fly on the varsity level this year.
So standing just outside of his own end zone on third down. Rolls, throws on the run, has a man. It's complete out past the 20-yard line to Barnes, but we're going to see a flag on the play, and that's the number 5, Sean Barnes, brother of Josiah Barnes. But the flag on the field.
Legal formation maybe on Wilbur Cross. Something that ineligible receiver downfield.
So off that play action, and a nice throw. One thing we were discussing last night is that, LaShawn Hicks only throws the ball about 6 times a game. But, Coach, you could tell Coach Acquavita was a little bit excited about the potential that he has shown through the bye week throwing the football, and he put that one right on the money. That's going to back them up inside the 5-yard line to the 4. So it's going to be 3rd and 20 from their own 4-yard line. Dangerous territory here for the Governors on their first possession.
Tough start to the ballgame, Casey, with the penalty pre-kickoff, and then, like you said, a couple of mistakes, a penalty on the 3rd down conversion, and 3rd and a country mile. Yeah, busted play there.
Throws out incomplete. Kind of thrown into no man's land was Hicks that time. Incomplete. He was rolling to his weak side. And on their first possession, Wilbur Cross goes pregame penalty, loss, bad snap, penalty, incomplete pass. So that's a quick 5 and out for the for the Governors. And they will punt. And we'll see Fitch with their first possession after the punt.
Stephen Cantress back deep to receive for the Falcons. Casey had a big game against New London 2 weeks ago. Pick 6 return for a touchdown. Made some plays in the kicking game as well. We'll keep an eye on Stephen Cantress.
He stands at only his 32-yard line, so going to be great field position. Randall to punt for Wilbur Cross. Elijah Randall gets it off the side of his foot, and it takes a good bounce for Wilbur Cross. It's going to cross the 40-yard line. But Fitch is going to have great field position on their first possession. They'll start on the Wilbur Cross 40-yard line.
We'll get a first look here at the offense, Casey. The double wing, a triple option threat. Tyler Nelly at the quarterback. The offensive line, and again, that triple option, not a gimmick offense, a timing offense, a precision offense, and nobody better at it in the league than Tyler Nelly.
They'll start with Deichler as the fullback, Tate on the wing, Lonnie Howard rather, end around Howard off the right edge, and nice gain on first down for Lonnie Howard.
Howard gets the edge, shows some speed, finishes the run, 8 yards. Let's call it 7.5 on the pickup on first down. This is the kind of down and distance that Fitch likes. 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4. They can control tempo with these kind of down and distances.
Quick up to the ball. Toss left to Tate. Tate has the edge, and we'll have a first down for the Falcons inside the 25-yard line.
Talking to Mike Ellis last night too, Casey, he says, boy, we miss Hollis Scott. You know, that's the missing piece from last year's team to this year's team. You know, that kid that on the inside that had the instincts to get hit the hole and hit the dive.
And I think more than even the physical ability, he was really the motor of the team. He was a kid that was full of will. We saw him just have so many big plays on game day throughout the course of his career. Nelly's going to keep it himself that time, and not a lot there. He'll gain a couple yards as he tried to roll to his left. And that's one thing. We haven't seen Tyler Nelly really have his coming out game of the year. This has been after seeing him really develop over the past couple of years, we expected him to be a big-time quarterback this year, and he's had some early season struggles. We're kind of waiting for the Tyler Nelly coming out party. Going to send Joseph Vignato out wide to the right to the Falcons. Nelly's going to throw, looking out in the flat. It is complete. And breaking a tackle is Kennard Tate, but he is wrapped up, and it'll bring up a third down for the Falcons.
Kennard Tate with that padded helmet on top of his helmet. Concussion earlier this year, so Kennard Tate going to use his noodle out there a little bit.
3rd and long for the Falcons. Ball is at the, let's call it the 26-yard line. Nelly's going to keep it himself, and he is hit hard by Elijah Cherry just as he gets past the line of scrimmage, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Certainly 4-down territory for the Falcons.
Yeah, you hate to see Fitch squander, Casey. Great field position to start the game on the offensive side of the ball.
So it's going to be 4th and a long 5, maybe 6 here by the Falcons.
Success on the first 2 plays, getting the ball to the edge, Casey, with their speed. They tried to go up the middle of the last 3 or 4 plays, nothing doing. So let's see what they can do here. A little bit of a NASCAR package, as Mike Ellis would call it.
Nelly going to roll to his left, wants to throw, pressured, and he is sacked immediately hit by Kyle Dorsey, who was free all the way to Nelly. No chance on that one. And the Falcons will turn it over on downs, and the Governors will have much better field position than they had in their first possession.
Yeah, unblocked was Dorsey coming off his right end position, Casey, and making a play. Kind of caught Tyler Nelly by surprise. He had no chance at all in that play. Couldn't set up, couldn't look downfield. Big sack, number 55. Double nickels.
Both of these teams want to go. It's already 7.5 minutes into the first quarter. These teams like to get right up on to the line of scrimmage and go, go, go. So Hicks from the shotgun. Broken play, and Hicks falls down, and he's covered up by Austin Beebe. But there's a good example of just miscommunication off of a bye week. That's not supposed to happen.
Yeah, second time we've seen this in this ballgame where Barnes is going the wrong way on a pitch or on a fake play or a fake handoff on a play action. You know, Coach Acavita talked about that last night. He talked about keeping this offense simple, left, right between the numbers.
That's going to bring up second down and long. It's going to be about 2nd and 17. Hicks this time tosses it behind Barnes. Ball's loose, and Barnes covers it. And right now, Wilbur Cross is, to say they're struggling on offense right now would be an understatement.
Well, they're doing nothing to help themselves, that's for sure.
I mean, we've seen nothing but penalties and broken plays so far. I mean, I think they've only had one clean play, which was the first run that was a loss. Everything else has been some kind of a broken play for them. So really not communicating well right now. And it's going to be third down and maybe
28?
28 yards. Yeah,
okay,
that's
sure.
Hicks, handoff straight up the middle, and not a lot there. And now we got some shenanigans down in the field between the two teams, but nothing doing, no flags. That was a good call. But that's going to bring up fourth down. We're going to have to see another Wilbur Cross punt.
Sloppy football. You think coming off the bye week things will be crisp, flowing, moving smoothly. Just the opposite for both teams thus far.
Can I just tell you that I'm looking at myself in the picture glass of the, and I have my glasses on.
Sure.
And every time I look up, I think I'm looking at my father, and it's terrifying me. I keep looking up and go, why is my father broadcasting the game right now? That's no good. No good at all.
Zinc.
Bless his heart. But when did that happen? So we're going to have another punt from Elijah Randall. He's standing back on his own 5-yard line, and we're going to get a timeout. Wilbur Cross just want to settle things down right now because they have not done a lot right here in the early going. 5:41 in the first quarter, no score. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. Sports Doctor Keith O'Brien is with me as always. And so, Sports Doctor, you're looking forward to this weekend? Big sports weekend for you?
Yeah, well, big weekend. Big weekend in the ACC, too, Casey. Let's get that out of the way. Crossover weekend in the league. You know, obviously tonight with, Wilbur Cross playing Fitch. New London is playing Hillhouse tonight. And NFA has that big matchup versus Newtown tomorrow, number 8 in the state. So big weekend in the league. Killingly has the night off. Waterford plays at Bacon tomorrow. So a lot of action as far as high school football goes.
Yeah, and this is the week where the teams from our conference, the teams that we think were going to be good, Fitch, New London, NFA, have a chance to find out where they stand with their comparable teams from the other end of the state. Something kind of cool going on at Bacon Academy. It's homecoming for the Bacon Academy Bobcats, and all of the youth football players will be running onto the field with the Bobcats tomorrow.
Sure.
So that's always a lot of fun as Waterford travels to Bacon. But the game of the week is certainly NFA and Newtown. Low snap. Barnes handles it. Gets another punt off straight up in the air. Not good. They're calling poison on that one. It bounced sideways, and Fitch is going to have fantastic field position. That ball did not even approach the line of scrimmage.
Now, it was a Casey O'Neill approach wedge right there. That was ugly.
Little knockdown wedge. He had good spin on it. But I mean, you can't get better field position. Now, you talked about this on their first possession. Fitch has got to start taking advantage of this. I mean, you can't count on having the ball inside the 30-yard line on back-to-back possessions.
Yep. Find a way to run the ball up the middle.
See what they do here. Nelly, handoff straight up the middle, goes to Michael Hamlin. And that's a pretty good gain on first down by Hamlin. These two teams, very, very difficult because they love to run in between the tackles.
Yeah, Fitch's best crack between the tackles all ball game, Casey. Michael Hamlin doing some work, bounce to the outside, stick your head down, and got himself 4 yards on first down.
Elijah Cherry and Nazi Nelson, 5'11", 305, 5'10", 232. That's two big tackles in the middle of the line there for Wilbur Cross. Nelly from the shotgun. He's going to roll right. He's going to keep it himself, and he's got plenty of room. Nelly with a first down, cuts it back inside the 10, and the Falcons will have it first and goal from about the 6-yard line on a nice keeper by Tyler Nelly.
Yeah, straight quarterback keeper. So nice piece of blocking on the outside by Joseph Viganato for the Falcons, Casey. And when you get those plays like that, the wide receivers hold their blocks downfield. Nelly finds a little space, finds a little room, turns on the Jets.
Yeah, I think that was a really simple play. I don't think it was really a pass option. That was really
straight run.
That was a straight rollout run, quarterback keeper. Nelly did a really nice job though, disguising it, held the ball up, and sets him up first and goal. Nelly fakes the toss, keeps it himself, heading for the pylon. He's not going to get there. Nice pursuit on the edge by Wilbur Cross, and I'm not sure if he got a yard or not. Let's see where the mark is, but that time Nelly just got beaten to the sideline.
Yeah, great job there by the Wilbur Cross defense, stringing that one out a little bit, Casey. Sooner or later, when Nelly's running that ball, he's going to have to pick a lane, turn it up, and go.
Well, Coach Aquavita thought they would be the fastest team that Fitch is going to have seen this year, and Fitch has played New London, Fitch has played Hamden, so that's saying a lot. Here we go, second and goal for the Falcons. Ball at the 5-yard line. Nelly, dive play and stuffed nicely by the interior of the Wilbur Cross line, and Mikey DeLeon came up from his safety position, linebacker position, and stuffed it. That's going to bring up third and goal. And here's where the Falcons have had problems all year long. They have been in scoring position inside the 10-yard line multiple times. They have not punched it in.
Yeah, they got to capitalize right here, Casey. I give the interior defensive line credit for shedding their blocks and making the tackles for the Governors.
I think you got to be willing to throw the ball, and that's just where you need a guy like Vignato to be able to catch a pass here. Quarterback keeper Nelly relying on the line, churning, and he's not going to get there. He's going to be short. It's going to set up fourth and a much shorter and makeable down and distance, but it will be fourth down. I know you're shaking your head, but I think that you run the ball so much that if you could simply put it in the gut, take a step back, and hit a guy like Vignato on a little slant or a little lob to Hamir Stevens, you're going to score a lot of touchdowns because
I think they're challenged in the vertical game.
I think you got to throw the ball up. You're pounding the ball against this team, and you're not scoring points this year. Time to do something a little bit different. And my man, Hamir Stevens, on cue, goes wide left, Vignato wide right. We'll see what happens on fourth down. Nelly's going to keep it again, and he's going to get in, but there's a flag, and I think we're going to get a legal procedure.
Yeah, it's a false start.
False start by the Falcons.
Boy, they just can't seem to get this offense going.
You're rushing up to the line because you want to get it off, and a little over-exuberant. The junior voice of game day got his first false start penalty last week that cost his team a touchdown.
Sure.
So
happen.
Welcome to the world of linemen. I said, you gotta learn, but that's what you gotta learn. These guys for Fitch, they're in high school, and that's what you gotta learn. You gotta be patient, right? You gotta take a deep breath, know the count. You're in such a hurry to go, and now you cost your team 5 yards. So we'll have fourth and goal Falcons. Ball's gonna be back at the 6-yard line. Falcons desperately need to be able to punch something in just for their morale at this point. Nelly, he's going to throw. Time, hard slant, and a beautiful defensive play made by Armand Hyslop. He denies Vignato, and the Falcons will turn it over on downs, but Wilbur Cross will again have it inside their own 10.
Yeah, textbook play that time by Hyslop. A little hand on the hip, a little reach around, knock the ball down. I like that. It's a big-time play. Out on the island was number 3.
Only a sophomore is Armand Hyslop, and he made a nice play.
But here's one of those athletes. That's the athletes that the coach talked about. We get some guys that can make some plays. You just got to coach them up and get them in the right position.
Now, this for the second out of 3 possessions, Wilbur Cross will have the ball inside their own 10-yard line. So tough place to start.
But Fitch has got no points on the board.
That is correct. And a little bit of momentum now on the side of the Governors. Hand off to Barnes on first down, and not a lot of doing in there in between the tackles. It's going to maybe gain 2, and that'll bring up 2nd and 8 for Wilbur Cross.
2 carries for -1 yard for Barnes, so we'll keep an eye on him as he approaches the school record.
He needs 47 yards to get to the school record.
That's quite a feat, though. When you think about, when a young man is approaching a record, a school record, and, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. Wilbur Cross has been around a long time.
Yeah.
It's one of the oldest high schools in the state of Connecticut. So, little option keeper, and Hicks is hit pretty quickly. Nice job of pursuit that time by the Falcons. Brandon Hamilton, one of the first ones for the Falcons to come up and stop that.
And I see Barnes on the wing jumping up and down. He wanted that ball. He had a little bit of space on the outside, some green grass in front of him. He said, come on, Hicks, just pass me the ball. Just toss it out to me. I'll make a play.
3rd and 10 for Wilbur Cross now. They have really done, they've done actually less than nothing on offense.
No, they have negative yards.
They're in the negative right now. They have done less than nothing on offense up till this point, and they have 3rd and 10 on the shadow of their own goal line. Gonna throw. Hicks rolls, tries to dump it to Chino Grant, and that's incomplete as the throw was at his feet. It's gonna bring up 4th down.
Yeah, big number 55, Nick Helbig. Wrecking shot, busting through the line.
Yeah, if I was gonna say, listen to the youth, the youth players out there, pay attention to this guy. Nick Helbig would be a good choice of who to pay attention to, of how to be a lineman. His mental approach, his work ethic, and how he plays the game. Nick Helbig is a good example. If you want to know more about Nick Helbig, theday.com's got a feature on Nick going on right now and talking about those very things, so check him out. It's a little story about Nick. 4th down and another punt for Wilbur Cross as Randall stands in his own end zone. High snap, and it's blocked. Blocked off the goalpost, and that is going to be a safety. 2 points on the board for the Falcons. Helbig came in and blocked the punt, and the Falcons jump on top. There's a way to score points.
Yeah, well, the bad field position, back against the wall, 3 consecutive possessions cost the Governors that time. We just talked about Nick Helbig busting through and make a play. Hey, listen, it ain't 6, but we'll take it.
I've never seen a blocked punt that almost went through the uprights. Do you get 3?
That's pretty good.
Do you get 3 or 2? I've never seen one go back.
2.5. You get the hook.
So that's a big breathing moment for the Falcons, their defense. And Coach Mike Ellis has said the defense has played great all year long. They held Hamden to 6 points, New London to 13 points. They've played very well. Then here we are right in the early going, making a little something happen. With 43 seconds in the first quarter, a 2-run home run by Nick Helbig has put the Falcons on top.
It is baseball season, is it not?
We're going to talk about that in a little while, too, because Sunday night is going to be a tough – there's going to be a lot of
tear me apart.
picture-in-pictures. There's going to be a lot of picture-in-pictures in Boston on Sunday night, so we'll talk a little bit about that.
2-0. Looks a little weird on the scoreboard, doesn't it?
It does. And Pedro Mojica's going to go back, stand at his 28-yard line. It looks like for the free kick, we'll see what the Governors are going to do.
So the Fitch offense has had the ball twice now, an incredibly good field position. Couldn't capitalize, couldn't punch in a touchdown, and got 2 points off a block punt safety.
That's correct. That's can't draw it up any
That's
different.
your recap right there.
Can't draw it up any different. So the Governors will kick from their own 30-yard line. Mojica's the deep back for the Falcons. Jabez Cubez with the kick. And Mojica takes it on the run at the 40-yard line, heads straight up the middle of the field, breaks to the outside, lowers his head, and before he's wrestled to the ground by Carlito Rosario. And the Falcons will have it. They have not been, neither team, for any reason, has been on the Falcons' side of the field yet in the first quarter.
Not even the opening kickoff.
Nothing. Nothing. I've never seen that. Not one play on that side of the field at all. Not even the kickoff. That's fantastic.
They're the first for everything.
So here we go. Falcons with 34 seconds remaining in the quarter. Nelly will be under center. And we're going to get a whistle on another penalty.
Another false start here against the Falcons. Boy, sloppy going for Fitch early.
Now, if you're, these two coaches right now, we had a bye week. We had 2 weeks to get crisp. And Fitch, in fairness, has been, at least been running plays. But off a bye week, oh, my goodness.
The only thing crisp is the weather outside right now. Case. That's it. A little crispiness in the air. A little fall.
It is crisp.
A little neutral zone and traction. That's not against Fitch right there.
Nope. There we go. Wilbur Cross, because they've done nothing right so far tonight. Straight up the middle, handoff. Nothing doing. Deichler on the carry. And he'll be stopped after minimal gain. And we'll have a second and short, as that penalty was against the Governors previously.
James Deichler, sophomore, 5'10", 170. Coach Mike Ellis trying to find a guy to replace Hollis Scott. Good luck.
I said, yeah, write James Deichler down. I couldn't find him on the roster because of the way his last name was spelled. Coach Mike Ellis couldn't remember his number, and he goes, he'll be the guy playing fullback.
Coach, what number is he? Yeah, I think he's 27, Casey. And
I said, nope, no, there is no 27 on your roster, Coach.
Right.
He's like, I don't know. I go, well, he'll be the one playing fullback. I went, okay.
So you're going over the roster with Coach, and you get down to number 45, you're like James, and Mike Ellis says, that's Deichler.
Yeah, that's Deichler.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
there you go.
We're at the end of first quarter, and the score on your – yeah, that's correct. You're not seeing it wrong. 2-0 Fitch at the end of the first quarter. As we are in October, can we say it's been a house of horrors for Wilbur Cross thus far?
I think so. It's been a boy, I tell you, just tough sledding. Not a lot going right for either team right now. The only thing going right for Fitch is the field position that Wilbur Cross has been giving.
And the defense has been playing
The
relatively
defense
well.
played all right, yeah.
But, you go on a haunted hayride, and you get to see, guys with chainsaws and scary witches.
Yeah.
Right now, Wilbur Cross is seeing false start penalties and bad snaps.
Yeah. Halloween, your favorite time of year?
Oh, not mine. The wife's and the kid.
Yours is
The wife and the kid. Mine
4th
is
of July?
Mine is summer, and there's
You're a big firework guy.
I like the 4th of July.
I like fireworks.
Americana, Norman Rockwell. 2nd down and 4. Falcons will have it at the 39-yard line of Wilbur Cross. We're going to get a toss left, and not much there. Had a little slip on the field, and I think Tate wants that one back because Kennard Tate had a little seam there, but bad footing. That's the first time we've seen that happen on this very soft field.
Yeah, Tate saw the lane. He tried to cut back a little bit, and boom.
There's an interesting score at the end of first quarter. East Lyme 3, Weston nothing. Field goal. Always good to have a good kicker, and the Vikings with a 3-0 lead.
5-0 for these two games combined.
Third and 6. Fake toss. Nelly's going to throw and has his man. That's Lucas, and he'll be right at the first down marker, but he'll have a first down. That's going to move the chains, and the Falcons will have it 1st and 10.
Good throw that time by Tyler Nelly, Casey. He looked down Lucas, stared him down, squared his feet, squared his shoulders, and delivered a strike to number 4.
At the end of one quarter, Ledyard 3, Lyman nothing. So 8-0 the ECC on top at the end of one quarter.
I'd bet the
3
under.
games. Oh, man. 2 field goals and a safety. Who'd have thunk that? Nelly going to throw. Hitch and go. Down looking for Stevens. Well covered by Donald Burris. Incomplete. But I like that play there on first down by the Falcons.
I mean, you got to think that Fitch is going to have the threat of the long ball, the threat of the pass. Like you said, just kind of loosen things up maybe up the middle for Deichler.
Yeah, some teams, they run 2 or 3 times up the middle to soften it up for the pass. Fitch has got to throw it a couple times.
Set up the run. Yeah,
that's right.
Great point.
So it'll be 2nd down. Nelly will operate under center. This time Nelly on the quarterback keeper, and he's hit behind the line. Nicely done that time. Frank Clayton got him for a loss, and it's going to be 3rd and probably about 11 yards. So Fitch going backwards here on this possession.
5'11", 240. Big Frank Clayton up front. Talked about some of the sizes and some of the speed for Wilbur Cross. That time Frank Clayton taking matters into his own hands.
305, 235, 240. Those are the runts of the litter. Because then you go 320, 320, 245, 265. They got some beef over there in the governor's side of things. Timeout on the field, Falcons. So let's talk a second about those 3 scores we just named.
Yeah.
We're in the second quarter. The Falcons have not let up a point. They have 2-0.
Yeah.
Ledyard is up 3-0 at the end of a quarter, and East Lyme is up 3-0 at the end of a quarter.
I blame it on the weather.
You're going to blame it on the weather.
Yeah, it's a beautiful night for football.
You know why? They've been practicing in the rain for so long.
Yeah.
We got only a game we don't have an updated score on is the New London Hill House game. We'll see what that's all about if we can.
That's a big game for New London.
Now
right there.
we're going to talk tomorrow. I gave you a hard time earlier, but
Yeah.
you really like NFA's chances against Newtown tomorrow.
Yeah, I do. I kind of think after seeing NFA play against East Lyme that they've got a lot of good pieces to the puzzle, Casey. They got a running back, they got some good receivers, they got some size up front, and they got a quarterback who's starting to get it a little bit. Parker really impressed me a few weeks back. Coming off the bye, I think they're going to be all right tomorrow. It's a homecoming game, and I really like the coaching job Jason Bakulis is doing, too.
And you realize that Newtown is giving up single-digit points on
Yeah,
the season.
number 8 in the state, too. I get it.
All right.
I get it.
Listen.
I am not Ned Griffin.
I'll be rooting for the Wildcats, but tough sledding tomorrow. Nelly fakes the toss down the sideline, and the pass is complete. And another thing is, it's not Tyler Nelly that threw that pass. That was Damian Flores into the ball game, and he's the one that threw the pass. So Flores into the ball game. Now Nelly's coming over. He wants to get back in the game, but I saw the 2, and it didn't occur to me it could be a 12.
Nelly's on the sidelines.
So there's Flores coming in to run the offense for the Falcons right now, and he just threw a big first down pass, big pass on 3rd down. Toss left. Tate uses his blocker, breaks a tackle, heads for the end zone, touchdown, Falcons. Kennard Tate, and another flag comes in. Kennard Tate took Hamir Stevens and said, here's where I want you to block. Grabbed him by the jersey, threw him into a defender, and the Falcons have scored a touchdown.
Yeah, well, change of pace for Fitch that time. New quarterback in on a drive, and Kennard Tate, like you said, Casey, setting up shop and riding the back of Stevens into the end zone for 6.
And give credit to the sophomore, Damian Flores, who came in on 3rd and 11 and threw a strike for a first down, kind of boosting the energy level here of the Falcons. And with 9:46 remaining here in the first half, suddenly the Falcons are on top 8-0.
8-0. And Flores is fired up. Look at him come off the field.
Oh, absolutely.
He's pumped up.
I don't know if he was expecting that to happen tonight. And after, we'll see what happens with the penalty. And we're going to send the kicking team onto the field.
Yeah, you go for 2 here?
I think they're going to kick the extra point here.
Would you go for 2?
No.
No, because it would be a 1-possession game if you did not get this. So it's
correct.
The extra point would make it a 2-possession.
You see, the sports doctor is very smart. Oh, we got a left-footed kicker. I love one of those. Evan Birdie on for the kick. And it is up. And it is no good. He pulled it to the right. So with 9:46 remaining here in the ball game, Falcons with an 8-0 lead over the Governors of Wilbur Cross. Here watching Game Day live on theday.com. Casey O'Neill and the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien. And that was a little something we weren't expecting to see.
I don't think Tyler Nelly was either. He looked a little surprised not being able to come back onto the field.
End of the first quarter, Killingly on top 14-0 over Stonington. Not a good spot for the Bears to be in there.
No.
They're struggling right now. A.J. Massengale and his team's Bears are struggling a little bit right now, and an angry Killingly team is not who you want to face.
He'll be angry the rest of the season, I think.
Yeah,
with
they
that
will
one
be.
loss, they'll have a little chip on their shoulder and, defending Class M state champs and all that.
Yeah, that Killingly NFA game is going to be watched by a lot of people because they really want to see, as good as Killingly was last year, that's the kind of thing they want to see. Can they compete with the big guys like NFA?
2 different styles of football there, too. You have a straight power football by Chad Neal, and you got more of the wide-open style and a little speed from the Cats.
That'll be an interesting one. That is being played in Killingly this year. So
on grass, it's probably thicker and slower than this right now.
They're not going to cut it between now and that game
no.
right now. That's
That'll be like the melon turf up at Saratoga that day.
Lose small children at the 30-yard line. I would listen. I would
too. Let it go.
Move it 3 yards in a cloud of dust for Killingly. Or actually,
Lou Holtz tricks back in the day.
So 9:46 remaining here in the first half. 8-0. The Falcons on top of Wilbur Cross. And what is? I'd say we're beyond crisp now. I'd say it's downright chilly.
That's.
I'm a boy of summer.
Not below 60 degrees.
I'm a boy of summer, sports doctor. I don't like when I can see my breath. I guess it's not that cold after all. So the Falcons will kick it off. Low line drive kick dropped and finally taken by Barnes, and Barnes will cross the 45-yard line, and Wilbur Cross will have its best possession of the night as they're almost into Falcons territory. So on this possession, there becomes the question. Can, with 9:35 in the first half, Wilbur Cross run a play, any play, on the Falcons side of the field?
Like see Barnes get going a little bit here on this drive, Casey. He's been the workhorse of the Governor's team, so get some touches, get it open space. The offense is not operating with their backs against the wall right now, so maybe that will help them out a little bit. At least the mindset.
And it's going to be first down and 10 for Wilbur Cross at the 46-yard line. 4 yards. Think about that. With 9:35 remaining, they have not run a play on the Fitch side of the field. Wilbur Cross comes right up to the ball.
Fitch hasn't run a play on their side of the field. Nobody has.
That's correct. There has been no play on that side. No, Fitch has always been on that side. Handoff on first down. Barnes. Barnes dragging a defender for 2 yards. Fights over to the 47-yard line. Good defensive play by the Falcons, and Barnes just kind of willed his way for a couple.
Pedro Mojica that time filling from the linebacker position again. Fitch will stack with 7-8 guys into the box, Casey, and just try everything they can to stop Barnes.
Yeah, you could hear Mike Ellis. He was very, very clear when he said that you got to hit him before he breaks the line of scrimmage, because once he does that, that's when he's dangerous. Second down. Hicks rolls, throws, man open, and he overthrows Sean Barnes, his number one receiver. Barnes that time had a step. He had Flores beat, overthrown. It'll bring up third down.
Hicks, the lefty, turned his body, had a man, and just overshot him a little bit. No flow, no rhythm, no tempo, no nothing to this Governor offense thus far.
No, they really haven't. They're looking just for a little flow right now. 3rd and 8. Hicks will operate out of the pistol. And handoff right up the middle, and it is stuffed. Nothing there. Fullback dive, and there was nothing doing. He gave it to Mikey DeLeon, and DeLeon was hit by Helbig and Daniel Mojica and the center of the Falcon line. And that's going to be 4th down, and Wilbur Cross has still not made it into Falcon territory.
And the punter's getting a workout tonight, that's for sure. Randall. Elijah Randall,
the senior. 6'2", big, long punter.
It's his 5th punt of the night.
And snap is good. Now pressure this time. Much better punt. High into the air. And taken on the run by Cantris. And Cantris almost succeeded in continuing the run. This will be the first play with under 8 minutes remaining. The first play on the Falcons side of the field the entire night. That includes multiple kickoffs and, oh my goodness. And that's at the 47-yard line. So, 1st and 10 Falcons from their own 47-yard line.
Yeah, Stephen Cantris, playmaker, Casey. Big kick return against New London. Pick 6 against New London. Kick and do some damage in the open field.
Yeah, I like the junior comes up and runs and catches it on the fly. There are guys that are comfortable with punts, and he is certainly one of them. Nothing doing that time on the dive to Hamlin.
Big Frank Clayton, number 55. We'll be calling his name all night.
And it's going to be a loss on the play on first down.
Senior offensive lineman, defensive lineman.
Yeah, they got some big guys down there. Nazi Nelson.
Quick for his size,
pounds.
too.
Late in the first, Hillhouse 6, New London, nothing. 0-5 Hillhouse.
Yeah. The Academics.
That's correct. 2nd down and 12. Nelly back into the ball game. Rolls, is going to throw, wings it, and wide of his target, Stevens, and that'll bring up 3rd and long.
Tyler Nelly almost looks uncomfortable out there throwing the ball on the edge like that, especially back across his body, Casey.
That's a tough throw.
It's very tough, yeah.
Rolling that way, you have to decide how to try to square your shoulder up enough to make that throw, and he couldn't do it. Plus, you're throwing it at an angle. It's a little easier when you're rolling that way to put a little loft under the ball. He's trying to throw that ball on the line, and that was very, very difficult to do. So 3rd and 11, and Nelly will operate out of the shotgun with Hamlin standing to his left. Nelly pressured, little screen over the middle to Hamlin. Complete, still wrestling forward, and he's going to be close to a first down. Nice play that time by Michael Hamlin on a little old-school jump throw.
Yeah, a little jump pass, a little Tim Tebow style that time for Tyler Nelly. Hamlin with some space, sticks his head down, and certainly Fitch will go for it here in 4th down and say 1.5 is short 2.
1.5 balls in the Wilbur Cross side of things at the you said the 45-yard line. Ball, the tip of the ball is just touching the 45-yard line as we're under 7 minutes remaining here in the half.
Hamlin showed you something there in the open field. Get some space, a little shimmy.
A little speed.
Yeah, a little shake and a little finish at the end.
Nelly's going to operate under center. Handoff straight up the middle and the first down. And the chains will be moved as Hamlin gets the first down. Reward him with another carry, give him the first down.
Yeah, good job to have the offensive line that time for Fitch, Casey, getting off a little bit and finally winning the battle at the line of scrimmage. And for those dive plays to work, you have to win the battle up front. Tough sledding against Frank Clayton and the boys, but nice job by the Falcons' offensive line.
So 1st and 10, Fitch with the ball's at the 41-yard line, and clock ticking now. It'll be under 6 minutes very shortly, 20 seconds. In motion, toss right to Lonnie Howard. Howard has a first down. Howard gets a block from his guy, Kennard Tate, on the edge, and he'll be out of bounds. Big run from Lonnie Howard.
Yeah, and a good job that time by Tate, not holding on the edge, springing Howard for an extra 10 yards. And you see Tate put his hands up in the air after he led the block and said, listen, don't throw the flag. Best play of the night today for the Falcons.
Yeah, first down, Falcons. The ball will be all the way down into the Wilbur Cross 25-yard line. They got some speed. They are softening up the middle there with a lot of dives, and then they go wide and use that speed. Pitch left. Not much there that time as Tate is wrestled to the ground in maybe a half a yard.
Yeah, good pursuit and a good textbook tackle by number 22, Mikey DeLeon. Would not allow Tate to turn that ball back upfield, Casey. Good play that time by the Governors.
Yeah, very young roster for Wilbur Cross. Coach Aquavita said he had a really good group the last couple of years, but a lot of turnover after that. Very young.
Good combination, too. Speed in the linebacking core, size up front, the makings, Casey, of a good, solid defense down the road.
Yeah, some of the names we've called tonight, very young. Jabez, Cubez, Mikey DeLeon, a lot of sophomores and juniors. The playmakers, Hicks and Barnes, are seniors, some of the line seniors. But certainly not, the cupboard is not bare down there in New Haven, as we're going to get a timeout called on the field by the Falcons. And with a 2nd down and 10 coming up, the Falcons will talk it over.
It is a big weekend for sports, though, no doubt about it. The ALCS, the NLCS, I'm sorry.
Well, the National League starts tonight.
Yeah.
A little Clayton Kershaw and the Brewers tonight.
Milwaukee hasn't lost a game in about a month and a half, right?
It's about right.
What, about 12, 13 straight?
Yeah, and Christian Yelich hasn't made an out in that time either for Milwaukee.
Who's that the big relief pitcher they have, Casey?
Hader?
Oh,
Josh Hader?
Josh Hader, yeah.
Which is ironic because he got in some trouble early this year for some language that he used back when he was a kid when they were accusing him of being a hater. So, just saying, that's, it's irony.
He throws filthy stuff, that's all.
And is on Twitter, too, unfortunately. So, tomorrow night, they're playing a game in Boston. I don't know if you're aware of this, Sports Doctor, but the Red Sox are in the American League Championship Series against the defending World Series champions, the team that knocked them out last year, the Houston Astros.
Yeah, it'd be a tough series.
Verlander and Sale. How good is that?
6 or 7 game series right there.
Verlander and Sale. That's pretty good. And then on Sunday, you got Bruins hockey, the 3-1 Boston Bruins off a win last night versus Edmonton. 2nd down play. Nelly rolls, throws to Hamlin. Hamlin has it, breaks a tackle, falls to the ground, and we're going to get a flag. And they're going to
I think it'd be is that a tripping penalty?
It might be. We're going to see whether it was a block in the back or a trip, but Hamlin with a beautiful run off the little dump pass from Nelly. And unfortunately, I think it's going to be for naught, as we will see what the officials call. It is going to be an illegal block hold there against the Falcons, and that'll back it up. So Sunday, if you are a sports fan on Sunday, you can start by watching the Boston Bruins, who moved their game to the daytime.
Yeah.
You can watch football all day if you want to. And then at about 8:30 Sunday night, you're going to need to go picture-in-picture or wheel the second TV into the living room, because the Red Sox in Game 2 versus the Astros and the Patriots hosting the fastest team this side of the Los Angeles Rams, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Hopefully David Price holds us in this game, and we can.
You might not. Yeah, right. You might be able to turn it off.
Yeah.
Nelly's going to throw. Has a man, Stevens, and it's overthrown in the end zone, but we're going to get a flag Donald Burns was holding the right arm of Hamir Stevens, not allowing him to go up and get the ball, and that'll be a pass interference
I
penalty
don't like that
against
flag.
Wilbur Cross.
I don't like that flag one bit.
You don't have a problem with him holding the man? You don't have a problem with that? So I'm just going to ask you a question. When you're running a pass route, am I allowed to hold you, restrict your movement, and not allow your hand to go in there?
No, I just don't like that flag. I just don't. I thought Stevens was
You don't like
clear.
the color of the flag? You don't, I'm just curious. What is it about the flag you don't like? What did the flag do to you?
I don't like the call.
So then you do think it's okay to hold the guy's arm, pin it down to the side, and wrestle with him. You think that you're saying that that's okay?
Yeah. I just don't like the flag. I was watching.
I
watched the play.
The flag was called called a penalty.
Yeah.
You're saying that you don't believe that was a penalty, or you believe that the referee should have ignored that it was a penalty and let them play?
I don't think it was a penalty.
Ah, okay. Man, I am tough on the sports doctor tonight. I'll tell you what. You felt like he was in court instead of the operating room. First down, toss, and a little wrinkle-dinkle throw, razzle-dazzle, touchdown to Lucas. Tate took the pitch to Lucas, touchdown Falcons. I think I said wrinkle-dinkle, but it meant razzle-dazzle.
It's not too early to go trick-or-treating, is it, Casey? It's the 12th, not the 31st. Kennard Tate can do a little bit of everything for Mike Ellis.
Oh, man, 14-0 Falcons. I just took a page out of the sports doctor's book right there, and I just threw out words that don't mean anything. You're infectious, sports doctor. Falcons will come out and kick the extra point here, up 14-0. I love the trickery. Good snap, good hold, and that one is drilled right through the uprights. And with 4:32 in the half, 15-0. Falcons on top.
That offense finding the end zone, Casey. That time through the air, good drive that time. Whether it's Nelly throwing the football, the trick play, Fitch showing you the ability they can move the ball through the air.
So sports doctor, this has been an uncharacteristic Fitch ball game. They're not doing that was more of a drive that like we're used to seeing, where they kind of mixed in the interior, exterior. I love the little jump screen to Hamlin, but the trickery, when you least expect it, that's how you need to get in the end zone. That's how you need to score. That's a red zone play.
Yep. Catch the defense napping a little bit.
Oh, I mean, Lucas had no one covering him at all. He snuck out. Everybody committed to Tate, and Lucas was unabated. You like that word?
It's pretty good.
Thank you. So that was all, of course, set up by the obvious penalty called against Wilbur Cross on the pass interference in the end zone. So 4:32, Falcons on top, 15-0, and this Falcon defense has shown no indication that they're going to allow Wilbur Cross to move the football, and Wilbur Cross has shown no inclination that they're going to get their offense together at this point. This will be an interesting halftime conversation in the locker room for the Governors. A little onside pooch kick and recovered by Wilbur Cross. That was tipped around. Jeremy Martinez tipped it, and ultimately Mikey DeLeon recovered it. And
a flag on the play?
They're going to, so that's going to say we're going to do it again. So I guess it didn't count.
Offsides. Yeah, there you go.
Why not?
I've seen everything tonight. You've seen a block punt go through the uprights. You've seen a trick play for a touchdown.
That's true.
You've seen a phantom pass interference in the end zone. So why not an offsides?
And Wilbur Cross they are now officially, they've spent so much time on their own side of the field. They are actually given squatters' rights now. It's actually theirs. They own it now. That is now officially the Wilbur Cross side of the field. They're going to be so excited to come out for halftime just to know what the other side of the field feels like, because it has been an unusual set of circumstances, but they have really struggled through combinations of penalties, some bad snaps, and some really, the good play of their defense left their offense in some tough spots. So 4:30 here in the first half, 15-0 Falcons, and we will do it again as Birdie, the southpaw kicker, will let it fly from the 35-yard line, and he hits a low end-over-end kick, and it's taken by Tony Coleman. Coleman heads to the left, cuts it back up inside towards the hash, and Wilbur Cross will have nice field position at the 42-yard line with enough time to make something happen here. And at this point, you'd like to see them put together like a 6-7, move the chains, 6-7 play drive.
I think Coach Acavita at this point would take a first down. I don't think they have a first down all night on the offensive side of the ball. They do not.
No, just move the chains at this point. And they're in great field position at the 43-yard line. Last time it appeared that they wanted to try to get Barnes more involved, but this young man, again, he came in needing 46 yards to be the all-time Wilbur Cross leading rusher, and he has not had anything going tonight. Handoff on first down to Barnes, and Barnes is hit immediately. Daniel Braithwaite came up and drilled him, and Barnes loses 3. If we're not careful, he's going to need an 100-yard game to get the all-time record.
Fitch defense teeing off a little bit. Sending the linebackers in. Mojica and company and the front line doing work.
Well, they're showing no indication that they believe that Hicks can beat them through the air. This time Hicks is going to throw. Down the sideline. Has a man. Lofts it in, and it's complete. Looks like at the 25-yard line. Nicely done. Inez Jones with the catch. Inez Jones all the way to the 25-yard line. Biggest play of the night.
Yeah, and Hicks says, take that, Casey O'Neill. I'll throw the ball through the air.
Right on cue.
Yeah. Nice pitch and catch that time. Double coverage. Jones corralled it in.
Hicks runs the option, pitches to Barnes. This time Barnes has some room, breaks into the open. Barnes crosses the 10, heading to the end zone. Touchdown, Josiah Barnes, and Wilbur Cross shows quick strike ability.
Yeah, get Barnes into the second level, Casey. He knows what to do with it. Speed to the edge and a little finish on the run that time. And just like that, 2 plays, this offense finds the end zone.
Where has that team been? Where has that been? Long pass down the sideline and then true option. And they caught Fitch in a defense that they hadn't been in because that true option, and there was nobody out there.
Yeah, good spacing that time on the option, too. Yeah, almost like an extended option play with Barnes just to get him out there in a one-on-one situation. Make a play.
I mean, Hicks was never really a threat to run the ball.
No.
All he had to do was toss it out to the right, and there you had it. So the Governors will go for 2 as they trail 15-6, 3:30 remaining here in the first half. Hicks going to throw, pressured. Helbig had him. Helbig lost him. Hicks heads towards the end zone, and did he get there? No, just short as the Falcons trip him up at the 1-yard line. Nice effort by LaShawn Hicks, but he does not get the 2-point conversion. And with 3:27 remaining in the half, the Falcons hold a 15-6 lead.
Yeah, Stephen Cantrish that time on the stop doing work for the Falcons. Good tackle, comes off a little limping, but he's all right. He's all right, Coach. Well, Cantrish is a little bit of everything for this Falcons team, Casey. He's obviously he's a secondary player, returns kicks, makes tackles. Gotta have a guy like that. There's a Swiss Army knife out there for the Fitch Falcons.
I'm still kind of a little bit perplexed by where the
what just happened,
where that Wilbur Cross team was for the first part of the first 15 minutes of tonight's ball game. They beautiful pass down the sideline from Hicks to Inez Jones, and then the very next play, Josiah Barnes on the option gets it from Hicks and scores a touchdown, and all of a sudden, this is almost, like two different night and day, two different teams.
Nice job by Barnes there. Like he said, young man approaching the school record for rushing.
Well, he almost tripped. He slipped a little bit on the turf, righted himself to break a tackle to get into the end zone, but the Wilbur Cross Governors will kick off from their own 40-yard line with 3:27 remaining here in the ball game. Let's see if the Falcons can mount something before halftime, as this game suddenly got a little bit tighter. Governors will kick off, and that ball will roll out of bounds as it was put in front of Hamlin, and he let it go out of bounds, and the Falcons will have good field position.
Just an odd ball game, trying to find some sort of ebb and flow to it. Really has been, like you said, look what I found, look what happened here, and I've got a backup quarterback. I'll throw him out there. So a little bit of everything out there for the sports fan.
You're right about there's been really no ebb and flow. to this game at all. Exactly, we've had penalties and miscues and trickery, and all of a sudden Wilbur Cross is in it.
We're gonna re-kick.
Of course we are. Why wouldn't we re-kick? The Falcons are going to make them re-kick it. They want a chance to see if they can get a return here.
Surprised they wouldn't take the field position right there. Huh? Very odd.
So the Governors will now kick it from their own 35-yard line. So, I guess the Falcons just want the extra field position here with 3:27 remaining. Unbelievable. This has been an awkward game here in the first half. So we'll try it again. This time the kick will stay inbounds. And straight up the middle, Falcon return and out to the 40-yard line where the Falcons will take over 1st and 10.
Hater Mojica looks like on a return for the Falcons.
Big 44.
44 and out the door is your guy. That was last year. That was what Addy Slime, was it not? The
yes,
big touchdown run where Hollis Scott was cramping up a little bit.
Yes. And
Mojica came in and right out the chute ran for about 62 yards up the middle.
So 3:21 remaining here in the first half. Falcons in good field position at their own 40. See if they can make something happen here before halftime. Nelly going to keep it himself and not much there. Brought down very quickly. Frank Clayton, we've been calling his name often. That'll stop Nelly for maybe a half a yard.
Yeah, Deichler with the inside handoff that time for Fitch. And again, tough to replace a kid like Hollis Scott. How do we find a replacement for him? Tough running. Big guys up front. Clayton, Cherry, 232, 240.
Big Nazi Nelson at 305. So 2nd and 9. Little option right, and we're going to get a flag on the play. Lonnie Howard took the toss on the option. That was a fake dive, reverse option, and Lonnie Howard got a couple, but we're going to get a flag on the play. That could be holding on the edge.
Body language has improved pretty much here, too, for Wilbur Cross. Back in the game, kids are flying around out there, and it's holding there against Fitch. Amazing what a touchdown will do for you, Case.
Yeah, gets things settled up, and defensively, Wilbur Cross has not played poorly. They had you can't give up the 2 points, which obviously wasn't their defense, and then they've put their team in bad offensive shape. The defense hasn't played bad.
They see number 54, Elijah Cherry, down there right now, just urging the front line on. They got a little bit of confidence now, a little swag up front.
Well, Cherry and Clayton and Nelson, they're all big seniors. So, this is their team. They want to make it happen here. 2 minutes and 11 seconds remaining. And now Nelly will drop to the shotgun on 2nd and long. It will be 2nd and 20. Nelly rolls, throws into the flat, has his man, Stevens, out of bounds at the 42-yard line. So he'll get back up to about the original line of scrimmage, and that'll set up a 3rd and 10.
Nice throw that time by Nelly on the run. 10 yards back, like you said. Got the penalty yardage back. 3rd and 9 for the Falcons here as we are under 2 minutes ago in the first half.
And we saw Nelly struggle with that throw a few minutes ago as he rolled that side and really wasn't able to throw it accurately. That time, beautifully thrown. And give Stevens some credit. Hand catch, reaching out. That's not an easy catch. In stride, had enough presence to get out of bounds. So 3rd and 9 here, under 2 minutes to go. Nelly's going to throw. Straight drop. Has time. Deep down the sideline, and he overthrows Lucas. And Lucas was in really good coverage. Donald Burris was step for step with him. And that'll bring up 4th and 9, and I believe the Falcons will do the wise thing here and punt it away.
Yeah, Burris, one-on-one situation on an island out there with Lucas Casey, and a nice job. Ball was overshot by Tyler Nelly. But, again, those one-on-one matchups, nice job that time by the defender.
So the Falcons will punt, and they'll send in Damian Flores, the backup quarterback, who's done a little bit of everything tonight. Plays linebacker, safety, threw a pass for a big gain, and now he'll punt it away for the Falcons. Good snap, and Low line drive kick, and it bounces off of Coleman's face mask. Ball still loose. Falcons think they might have it. And the officials are looking down. Falcons say yes, the officials agree. Line drive hit Tony Coleman right in the face mask and bounced away like a Super Ball. Add that to the list of weird things we've seen tonight.
I've got no comment after that one.
You know, we have a game every year in October that's just weird. And right now, this game is
number one.
It's weird.
It's
just a
number one.
Strange game.
Unconventional football game, would you call it not?
At least the uniforms are good. I gave Mike Ellis a hard time. I said, at least he made the uniforms viewable. So the Falcons suddenly, with 141, went from punting it away to looking to try to punch it back in. Nelly, another hitch and go. Down the sideline for Stevens, and he overthrows him again. Again, Burris was step for step with Stevens. But Nelly has to put that where Stevens has a chance.
Yeah, a little bit
out of bounds.
Yeah, a little bit of air under the ball, too. A little too much of a rope that time for Tyler Nelly. Touch.
He threw it 10 yards. I mean, he threw it 10 yards out of bounds. He's got to, like you said, put some air under it, but he's also got to get it onto the sideline where Stevens has a shot.
Yeah, throw it more to the numbers where your guy can go up and make a play on it.
And I give Burris credit. They're putting him out on whoever's there.
Yeah.
Man to man.
One-on-one. Out on an island.
Highslope's got the other side. Burris has got this side. In motion, Howard. Toss right. Has some room. Needs a block. Has it. First down, Howard. Cuts it back inside. And that'll move the chains. Nice run by Lonnie Howard on the toss right. And the Falcons are threatening here with 1:26 remaining in the first half. That'll move the chains, and they'll be at the 22-yard line.
Good, strong run that time. Speed on the edge by Howard Casey. Saw a little green grass, took it, finished the run hard. Good blocking up front, and also good blocking downfield by Kennard Tate, wide receiver number 6. And again, throwing his hands up. I didn't hold him.
Timeout. Wilbur Cross, they want to settle things down here with 1:26 remaining. As always, the sports doctor will stick around a little bit. We'll talk some sports at halftime and try to get an update on some of the scores.
So I don't have a score for you from Wyndham, but you talked about potential history here for Barnes. Up in Wyndham, Nathaniel Barbosa-Torres setting the school record for all-time rushing yards. Nice picture here on Twitter from the Norwich Bulletins, Aaron Flom, Nathaniel hugging his mom. So great to see some success for him up there. Fun player to watch.
Yeah, we had him a couple years ago.
Last year against Ledyard.
Opener with Jonathan Hernandez. He might have run Jonathan Hernandez out of the coaching circle because I wouldn't want to try to tackle that kid either. He was a beast on that game at Ledyard last year.
One-man team last year. The quarterback was beat up, hobbling around, and I think he ran for like 265 yards in that game.
And he looks like he's a defensive tackle.
Yeah, he's a big kid,
and he plays that on defense. Yep. So he runs the ball. That's great. Congratulations, Barbosa-Torres. Congratulations. What a great achievement. Wyndham's all-time leading rusher.
Throwback player, no doubt about that.
And just like that, Weston 20, East Lyme 3 at halftime. So 20 unanswered points from Weston. Here we are at Fitch High School. The Falcons have a 15-6 lead. And we have a dive up the middle in the open. Hamlin, untouched, touchdown, Falcons. Michael Hamlin, untouched fullback dive, straight up the chute. Falcons TD.
That's what you get. Throw the ball on the edge, run the ball, pop, home run up the middle by Hamlin. Listen, we've seen Hamlin now in the open field, Casey. Catching a screen pass, get him in a little bit of space, gets into that second level. There you saw him turn on the Jets and score 6.
And for a Falcons team that offensively hasn't been able to get out of their own way the last couple of weeks, 21 first-half points has to feel awfully good for Coach Mike Ellis.
And a big turnover on the road going into that locker room really is going to hurt Wilbur Cross because they had something cooking there. The turnover on the punt, the opportunity by the Falcons, 6 points.
Kick is no good, 21-6. But that's 19 points. That's 3 touchdowns his offense has scored, which they have not done in a number of weeks this year. So Coach Mike Ellis has to feel good about that. And Hamlin could have gone 120 yards. It was untouched.
Wide open.
And that's a big play for them. And you said the turnover on the other side of things. The Governors had a punt. They had a chance to do something themselves, and instead, off the face mask for a turnover. 1:19 remaining here in the first half. 21-6. The Falcons on top.
And I just want to give credit to our camera operator, Connor Kelly, up on the roof. Not fooled on the option dive, not fooled on the halfback pass. I can tell you from experience, being in that position, trying to follow the Fitch option with the dark football against the dark uniforms, not a fun job. Fun game to watch. Not always easy to keep the ball in the frame.
Well, I can tell you that I couldn't agree with you more, because they fooled me on more than one occasion. There has been more than one time where I have called one thing only to see a player streaking down the field with the football. So, Connor, great job, and that's going to make for a fantastic highlight, that touchdown by Michael Hamlin on the dive. So the Falcons will kick it with 1:19 here, and a little onside kick, and it rolls through all of the Governors, but it also rolls out of bounds, and that'll be a penalty against the Falcons, and we'll see what Wilbur Cross wants to do, if they want to have him re-kick it, or they're going to just take the ball. And with 1:19 remaining, 21-6, Wilbur Cross scored in their last possession, and see if they're interested in running an offense here to start this drive. Games around the area.